so finally, 2 months later, I'm an elite, very elite procrastinator, but I finally got it done. I packaged up all the Gymshark packages for the Gymshark giveaway, and I just went on Instagram and I found 5 winners. Like I said, one of them is from Russia, and I'm just waiting on one of them to send me the last address, and then I'm gonna ship all the boxes out. I might do that today, I might do that tomorrow. But yeah, right now I was just about to cook a steak as my pre-workout meal, and I noticed that I don't fucking have any steaks, so I'm gonna go to ShopRite, pick one up, and we're gonna cook it. Alright, so I got some New York shell strip steaks. We got a few of those, that's what I'm gonna cook right now. And I also got some ground bison, which I've been using a lot instead of ground beef lately. I think this tastes slightly better, and I kind of like bison more, which I'm gonna use for the most epic post-workout meal that I've kind of been eating for the past few days now, and I think it's really, really good, and I'll show you guys after the workout. But yeah, now we gotta go home and cook that steak. And the pre-workout meal is half a cup of rice, nice little steak that looks like around maybe, I don't know, 6 ounces. We have the salad that you saw me make that has spinach, baby kale, arugula, tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, avocado, and olive oil. And here's just some raspberries, blueberries, and an apple. So if you guys can't tell, this is a clean as fuck meal. This shit is roughly, approximately as clean as it gets. No more muffins, no more just horrible, toxic, not so healthy shit. I'm now perfecting the art of bulking on a very, very clean diet, which I'm probably gonna elaborate on a little bit more during the voiceover portion of this workout. But yesterday I was kind of going through some old videos, and I found this one really cool video I made. I don't know if you guys remember that powerlifting documentary that I made about Dylan for my senior documentary in high school. I actually have a friend, his name is Mike Outley. He was in the few grades below me, and when it was his turn to do a senior documentary for high school, he told me about it. I was like, fuck it, you're not doing it. I'm doing the whole thing for you, and I'm gonna do it about lifting. So I kind of made a little parody, funny mockumentary, I guess. So I'm just gonna let it roll right now so you guys can check it out. I think it's pretty cool. It's like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes long. And then after that, I'm gonna be eating while you guys are watching that. And then I'm gonna go to the gym with my friend Richie. We're gonna hit some back, and I'm probably gonna do a voiceover. So yeah, we'll see you there.
I think that as an enlightened man, we're all just pieces and points of observation on a random timeline, and everyone's the same.
How has Michael changed outside of the gym since he's become what some would call a beast in the gym? I would say he's went from a really nice, shy guy to a horrible person who is probably one of the most narcissistic people I've ever met, if I'm going to be honest.
Mike's a lot more confident, and he goes into it like with like a set mind, and like if he wants to do something, he'll like do it, or like whatever like he wants to lift. A con, he's a narcissist.
I feel like I've become like I'm leaning towards more the side of like a psychopathic narcissist with like ruthless intentions. I feel like I've become like such a better and like more outgoing and caring person outside the gym since I've started going.
When I first met Michael, his lifts were probably like a 35-pound bench, so he couldn't even use the actual bar that like when you go to the gym, right, that 45-pound bar, he couldn't use that yet. And I don't really know what his squat and deadlifts were, but they were very low. And now Mike's lifts are around like a 500 squat, definitely over a 500 deadlift, somewhere around like this bench.
Not looking too good?
His bench isn't looking too good, so we're just gonna move on to the next question.
What do you mean? I bench like 285. That's not bad.
With those cankles.
The description of what he looked like when I first met him, like, I don't know if you guys ever seen like the Michelin Man commercial, but you could compare it to that. I'm not saying I'm comparing it to that, but you could compare it something similar to that. That's all I'm gonna say. I would say in the beginning, when Mike first started going to the gym, I would help him out. Like he would send me videos, technique, and things like that. Because when you first start getting into the gym and you're really passionate about it, what you want to do is just gather as much information as humanly possible about, you know, technique for all the lifts and how you can get bigger and stronger as quickly as possible. And I was further into the journey than Mike was, so I would say, yeah, in the beginning, I definitely would help him out a good amount.
There's a lot of kids like posting on Instagram and stuff, and they're always like posting their videos about lifting and like what they're gonna do, and like putting links in their bio to their little YouTube channels. A lot of kids like know about Mike, like even though we don't go to the same school, because like they're like following him, they're trying to compare themselves, see who can lift the most. Like they're always like asking like, oh, what's this guy do? Like, is he even natty? Like blah blah blah. I don't think Mike plans on giving away his little natty card soon, but the narcissism is growing, and I don't know, it's really escalating.
Yeah, I can absolutely assure you that some of my friends named Michael are natural. That's the only guarantee I can give you. He could be in that group of Michaels. I'm not saying he is or he isn't.
Mike taught me a lot. Like, he's been an inspiration. He's been teaching me all this stuff, and like I know he's like a narcissist, but like it also pushes me. Like maybe I'll become a narcissist. Who knows?
Things look more contentious than they are is that the mainstream media is under such assault by
Is that true, James?
media forms.
Postmodernism?
Well, now why a Canon, not a Nikon?
Oh, Canon. Oh my God, Nikon.
Well, I'm asking you a question.
I don't like people with Nikon. It's like a straight up racist thing. Like I just don't like them.
Do you?
Canon's just better.
Is it? I don't know.
I mean, honestly, if I'm setting my ego aside, like they're both really great cameras, and I just personally have a preference towards like Canon. I don't know too much about Nikon cameras, but I know that they're fucking shit compared to Canon. Oh, my ego's getting in the way again. Just go Canon if it ever comes down to it.
Well, where's Canon come from? Where's it? Is it an American?
Oh wait, I didn't mean you to
brand
take that
or
yet.
What? What's in here?
what? He's going to put you to sleep about.
Which is more than I thought you were supposed to.
What?
Say. No, I'm just kidding.
Alright, so I'm just gonna do a voiceover for this little session right here. This is actually, I'm recording this like one day after. So today I had a pull day, right? And like I've been kind of like alluding to here and there, I've been having like some issues with my lower back, and that issue's kind of been there for a bunch of years, just on and off, and it'll fluctuate in its severity. And like there's times when I maybe like really slack off my lifting for a month or two, or maybe not even lift for a few weeks. I noticed that it gets a lot better during those times. But yeah, like right now it's like mildly agitated. But the thing is, I don't want to just completely stop lifting or anything like that. I just want to very responsibly try to like get it, like overcome the issue, like through like active mobility recovery and stuff like that. So here you see me doing a little mobility warm up. I did like 3 sets of these, which is basically like some barbell rows, some like stiff legged deadlifts, some squats, just kind of get some blood flow over like overall my lower body, my back, everything like that. Warm everything up. And so yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to be less of an extremist in general. Like for example, like during this workout, because I was recording today, I felt the tendency to maybe like take some intense pre-workout that I wouldn't normally take right now, because right now I'm kind of like taking like really mild pre-workouts, or just mainly a cup of coffee. So I figured, hey, I mean, I don't want to keep showing some, say, unrealistic standards or whatever, and just make it seem like I have like much better, more intense workouts than I normally do on the regular. Like, not saying that I'm not going to be posting highlight reels anymore, but yeah, I just want to be just a lot more authentic, I guess, in a certain type of way, and just more consistent in general, not being like spontaneous. So what I did today is, instead of maybe going all out on my deadlifts, and so for me, since I'm an extremist, I'll either go all out today and damage my back even more, or not do anything. But instead, I decided to do 225 for some just really controlled sets and really work on my form. So a thing that you could probably notice is that I'm really focusing on tucking my chin, just to keep my overall spine more neutral. And I've also noticed that for me, a lot of times my deadlift will kind of get carried away with my form. I won't like execute it correctly, in the sense that I'll feel way too much pressure in certain areas of my body, like let's say like right around my lower back region. I don't feel it enough, and like my hamstrings, my quads kind of take over, and then I just kind of loosely lock it out. I just want to be tight and controlled everywhere. So regardless of what weight or rep range I'm doing, whether it be a set of 10 or a 1 rep max, like I really, really feel it where I'm supposed to. And I noticed that being a lot more bent over on the bar, like a lot more like leaning forward kind of really helps me to activate my posterior chain a little more. And obviously like tucking my chin. I think on this set I kind of overdid it. I'm like yeah, I basically just like overdid it, so my spine kind of went out of neutrality. But yeah, these sets felt moderately good. I felt a little bit of agitation in my back, but from my experience, when you have an injury that you're working through, doing active recovery will help it recover faster. But even if you hit it with the right intensity, you're still going to have some form of mild agitation or pain afterwards, as long as you don't push it too far. But that mild pain agitation, it's just basically because like blood flow and everything's going in that area. And yeah, hopefully it's going to recover sooner. And so here I'm just doing weighted pull-ups. I think I did 3 or 4. Yeah, I did like 3 sets of 8 with a 25 around me. And what's something about my back, it's so strange what my injury is. Like a lot of times during pull-ups, when I finish a set and then I stand on the ground, my back, it just completely snap itself. I get like that stabbing pain. And if I overarch when I do pull-ups, I also get like that issue in my lower back. And the same thing as overarching on bench. So I try to engage my core and not let my spine arch too much when I do pull-ups. So yeah, I think for this last set, I kind of just went beast mode. Try to do like a set of 10, and I'm like a little flat this workout, and I've been noticing that I haven't really been hitting my sodium intake like I normally do, and like I really underestimated how much sodium helps when you don't have like a sufficient level of like say like sodium. Did I say sodium? Yes, sodium. Like you really just don't get nearly as full of a pump, and you're just not as strong. You can't contract as hard. So I've really noticed that getting like, let's say, an above average amount of sodium, maybe 8 grams a day, really, really helps with your performance. But make sure you're balancing that out with getting enough potassium too, so you don't get like a bunch of fucking high blood pressure and like hypertension. So yeah, I noticed sodium. What the fuck is sodium? Yeah, that really, really helps with your performance. So yeah, so here you go. Here I'm doing just regular barbell rows, and these kind of agitated my back a little bit. I had to be kind of really careful when it came to stabilizing myself, but I managed to get through it. And like I said, it just gave me a little pain, but it's something that I kind of had to deal with because hopefully it's going to have me recovering. But yeah, just one more thing I want to touch on the sodium is that a lot of times, like, because what I did when I was younger, like in my first year of lifting, I ate ridiculously clean foods. I was very healthy. I felt great all the time, but I just wasn't putting on the weight and strength necessary, and that obviously had to do with not hitting my calories, but also like not hitting my sodium. So when I started eating more dirtier foods, I started getting bigger much faster, and a lot of it had to do not only with obviously just the fact that those dirtier foods have more calories, it's that they also have a lot of sodium, so you get that full pump, and your muscle can contract much harder when you train. So that's one thing I'm trying to do now with my cleaner diet is basically make sure I'm still hitting, like getting enough sodium, and I kind of sprinkle my shit with a lot of sodium. But yeah, so here I'm doing dumbbell rows, and one variation that I'm doing with my form right here is my foot that's on the ground. I'm having it parallel with my spine just to stay neutral throughout, and I'm also trying to tuck my chin in more rather than looking at myself in the mirror, just to make my spine a little bit more neutral. So yeah, I'm just overall trying to improve my form. And yeah, just overall, like with my diet, I've been feeling just like so much better recently. Like typically, like I'll literally wake up, I'll feel like shit, I'll feel tired all day, and then I'll take my pre-workout, like an intense pre-workout, go to the gym, feel great, stay up too late, go to bed too late, and then just kind of repeat that cycle. And I don't think it's like a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. And ever since I've been eating pretty much clean foods all the time, I actually just recently cut out sugar in terms of like, obviously like things like rice and all that like convert to sugar in a certain way, but yeah, just cut out juices and all that. And like my temptations to eat like sweets or anything like that went away, and I just like have so much more energy throughout my day. I feel more focused, like my ADHD symptoms go away, and I just feel just a lot better. So from here moving out, I'm just gonna have to figure out a sustainable way to really get in a caloric surplus, because I'd say the way that I'm eating right now is like I'm kind of fluffing around a kind of caloric maintenance. I'm gonna really work on putting myself in a surplus. But yeah, like I just feel tremendously better, and I suggest you guys potentially look into the benefits of cleaning up your diet because it can help you a lot. But yeah, so the workout's pretty much like wrapping up. Here I'm doing these cable pullovers, and this can really mess up my lower back if I don't do it right. So I just have to focus on tucking in my chin and kind of tightening my core so my back doesn't arch too much. So yeah, here's some juicy action with the back walking in the locker room, and you'll see I'm going to take my stringer off right here, and you're going to see those octopus suction cut marks. That was basically had a deep tissue massage, and the lady did some of that to my lower back to try to fix it. Who knows if it works or not, but it is what it is. All right, so we just finished our workout, and Richie had an X-ray scan recently, and he basically not an X-ray. It was an MRI, and he called me today when I was like shopping for my steak, and he was like, "Listen, like I had an MRI, and I got like they only like scanned like my upper half of my body, not even my lower half, and they told me I have fucking 3 bulging discs and a full like slipped herniated disc in my neck." So that kind of like scared the shit out of me. I'm like, if that's the case with Richie, because Richie kind of has like something along the same lines of like bitching about his back and neck here and there in the gym, kind of like me. So I'm like, fuck, like I definitely need to get an MRI. Like I've been recommending so many people get MRIs when they give me questions about like their back being messed up or whatever. So I'm gonna go to my chiropractor tomorrow, and I'm gonna get him to give me a referral to get an MRI, and then yeah, I really want to figure out what's going on. But something that came to mind is, oh shit, glucosamine MSM, that's like overall good for like joint health and all that, and I've never really properly taken it consistently. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna start our glucosamine MSM so we could partially anti-snap us. Oh, there it is, see it? Whoa! Do you suggest getting the big bottle? Yeah?
Glucosamine or MSM?
Yeah, glucosamine MSM.
That's MSM by itself, not glucosamine MSM.
We need the glucosamine MSM, right?
I only have glucosamine. Although that joint factor on the far left might
What's the difference?
Well, glucosamine and MSM has MSM. And glucosamine without MSM doesn't have MSM.
So basically, I'm gonna give you all my knowledge, and I need you to reshape it in like an articulate manner. So I know that glucosamine MSM is very, very good for your joints. That's literally the limit of my knowledge. And you have like all these different kinds. Like what's going on there?
Well, glucosamine by itself is supposed to help rebuild joint cartilage or whatever.
That sounds helpful.
MSM is supposed to act as an anti-inflammatory also. So it's like
So what
going
about-
to kill pain faster.
So what if you buy them two separately? Is it the same
You
effect
want
as
to do
it
that
being?
because MSM seems to work better if you take more of it.
Huh?
So there usually isn't enough MSM and glucosamine to get the full dose.
So you could take both, but it's like a 2-to-1 ratio, way more MSM than glucosamine.
More like 5-to-1, but yeah.
So what you're saying is taking two separate products, one glucosamine, one MSM, is
Would be more
virtually the same
advantageous.
thing as taking glucosamine MSMs, or any difference at all besides just you can now manually manage how much dose of each you get.
Yeah, but that's a big difference. So basically, if you want 5,000 milligrams of MSM and say the 1,500 milligrams of glucosamine, it's not like that when you get them together. Usually, if I buy glucosamine MSM, I'm gonna get 500 or 1,000 milligrams of MSM, but it seems to work better in higher dosages. So usually, I'll tell people that have a lot of pain to take maybe 10,000 milligrams of MSM until the pain starts going away, and then cutting it down to like 5,000.
So, I just need to clarify this in mind. So, literally, if I bought a bottle of glucosamine MSM and it said like 500 milligrams of glucosamine and 500 milligrams of MSM, right? And then I bought two other separate products. One is 500 milligrams of glucosamine, and another is 500 milligrams of MSM. Like, if I take those two together, that's the same thing as taking one serving of the first bottle, which is just glucosamine MSM? The same dosage, if that makes any sense?
Yeah, if I'm hearing you correctly, that was about.
So there's no difference in the supplement having both in one.
No,
It's just
you're
convenience.
Not getting enough MSM. If you're mostly the dose of glucosamine they seem to recommend is 1,500 milligrams.
Mm-hmm.
MSM can range. So I find that people usually get better results if they take like 5,000 milligrams of MSM or even 10,000 milligrams of MSM. All right.
So
but the glucosamine dose stays the same. So usually it's about 1,500 milligrams of glucosamine. That seems to be the good dose for that.
So what's the difference? So what is glucosamine and what is MSM?
Well, glucosamine is what, an amino sugar or something like that? I forgot it's been a long time since I looked at it. But the big thing is usually here glucosamine mostly for knees or anything to help rebuild cartilage specifically. Whereas MSM, you tend to think of it as doing some stuff for the joints like that, but also being anti-inflammatory, so you have less inflammation means less pain. Also, sulfur itself is good for you. It's supposed to help rebuild the intestines faster. Also, good for your skin, good for your nails, good for your hair.
Are we sold?
My fucking neck hurts.
All right, so we're making our post-workout meal right now. We have 1 packet of ground bison, relatively lean. Like I said, cup of rice in there, and then I'll show you the sweet potatoes when they come out. Boom. Done. Done. And done. I just want to say that I want to give credit where it's due. I did not fabricate the combination of these 3 foods exclusively from my own personal imagination. I got this from St. Efferding, and this is a great combo. So we're gonna slit these open, mash this shit together, and we're gonna see what it looks like. Yeah. Whoa. You hear that? That's cooking as we speak. Oh fuck, it's still hard. I think I might need to go in again. Alright, so these bitches are finally ready, and they're still like kind of hard. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm gonna stop buying sweet potatoes that are like literally the size of watermelons. I'm gonna go to like little owl pellets, downgrade back to those normal looking ones. These shit better not be fucking GMO, all mutated and much large and shit. But yeah, so you put this in here. There's a little bit more sweet potatoes than I normally use. Mash it up, and like this shit's freezing at this point.
I'm like picking on this sweet potato over here.
Let's put this expired moldy bison in here. All the mold in here from it being so cold due to the duration of the sweet potato cooking is really going to help my body differentiate its good bacteria from its bad bacteria and kind of make me an overall stronger person, or I might just get salmonella and Ebola. But you know, life's always a give or take thing. You got to risk it. You know, what's it called? The last person from Russia sent me their address for the giveaway. So tomorrow I'm going to be shipping out all 5 of those boxes, and hopefully they'll get delivered relatively quickly. So I'm going to put the winners right here. Congratulations, you guys. You guys already know you won. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy all that stuff. So yeah, here we go. There's that. Eat it with the salad. I'm going to give Richie some salad if I'm in a good mood. Yeah, that pretty much concludes what I'm going to be eating for today. You guys obviously didn't see my breakfast, so I'm gonna have a little bit more food after this too. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I think next video you're gonna see is going to be me and Dylan in LA, because that's when the Power Effect booth is gonna be happening, the LA Fit Expo, which I'm pretty excited for. But yeah, like I said, it's the end of the video. Good night, everyone.